Hi, and welcome back to Your Future, Your Finances. We're continuing our conversation with Jamie McIntyre, author of The Outsider, as well as a commentary, if you will, on the political landscape. So we were talking a little bit last segment about how this book comments on, if you will, the political landscape and some of the coincidences, fortunate to you as the author, that have played out in this environment.
Yes. Even from the theme on the book, or the subtitle of the book says Invest in America. And Trump, a big part of his platform has always been to, buy American and hire American. So there's strong similarities between that. Even down to things like the corporate tax rate. So the corporate tax rate was a big part of how our candidate actually became president, because he tried to effect change even before he became a president, and I think you saw some of that with Trump as well. But our logic was around a corporate tax rate of 15%, and that would generate more jobs in America. Seems like Trump has stolen directly from our novel and adopted the same platform. So it's just eerie to see how these things play out in real life. It's been kind of scary almost.
Yeah, and at the end of the last segment, you spoke about the cause that's behind this book, which is a great one. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, the cause is Alzheimer's, and primarily to cure Alzheimer's. That's our goal, and that's where the profits are going to. And there's an interesting story about it. So my father, one of his best friends, was named Rick Sharp, and he was the former CEO of Circuit City and started CarMax, and a predominant investor in Crocs, and he had suffered from early onset Alzheimer's. My dad, even before he had Alzheimer's, would often go on walks and talk politics all the time. So Rick was big into the Republican politics, especially in Virginia. So a lot of those conversations actually helped to kind of generate some of the ideas that are in the book. So when he passed away in 2014, we both felt like it was a fantastic cause to be able to support him and his family and everybody else to attempt to stop some of the suffering with regards to Alzheimer's.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is something that you've done and put out, and hopefully does very well. But then your day-to-day life, since this is a business show and personal finance show,
Sure.
Talk a little about what you do.
Sure. Well, I had a wealth management company, so I used to deal with clients. I also built technology to help other financial advisors and sold that a few years back. And one of the laws changed right around this time, which was the Jobs Act of 2012, and that allowed for equity crowdfunding, which means for the first time ever, first time since 1935 or whatever the Securities Act is, you're allowed to solicit private investments online. I mean, you couldn't do it back in 1935, but soliciting private investments to even non-accredited investors, which means really anybody. So this is a game-changing law change that most people still don't know about. And one of the things that I've done is invest in that into startups that are in that space. I've invested into startups that I've found through equity crowdfunding portals. And I invest in things where they have meaning to me, they align with my values, and they align with my kind of own purpose, if you will, and that I have a strong connection with the CEO, and I feel like I can mentor or help them as well. So as long as it fits that whole profile, it's a really meaningful investment for me. And because equity crowdfunding has brought these capabilities so that you can find stuff outside of angel groups, you can find them online, I really think it's something that financial advisors should actually be looking to talk about with their clients. As the predominant amount of assets right now are in mutual funds and ETFs and things that clients have no connection with whatsoever, this is a chance to take a portion of your money, risky asset, but invest it in something that has personal meaning to you and potentially something that you can help. Almost kind of democratizing investing, if you will. And I think we're on the cusp of something really neat. So it's great to have my finger on that pulse.
Sort of like you see something that's like a GoFundMe page. Is it similar to that?
So take like Kickstarter as an example. So one of the things that Kickstarter has done is really flipped around the supply and demand. That same mechanisms that people are using to spread out through social media, Kickstarter campaigns, I think you're going to start to see actual investments in private companies using those same mechanisms.
Interesting stuff.
One of my theses is that the next generation their first investment will be a private investment because they're using those kind of tactics to be able to get into your email box, if you will.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
All right. We're speaking with Jamie McIntyre. That about does it for us. We appreciate you coming on the show.
Thank you, Brian.
A website for the book?
The book you can find on Amazon, so it's there. You can also find it on iTunes and Barnes & Noble, or there's a website called theoutsider2016.com.
Fantastic. All right. You've been watching Your Future, Your Finances. Thanks always to MMC TV for airing and production of the show. If you have any questions for the show, email me at bkuhn@psgplanning.com. And thank you for watching.